Thailand. But the beers are cold. Go!
We've got a very mixed bag. From the local Cambodian riders with very, very nice motorcycles, top of the range riding gear, riding boots, and ability in buckets. They can ride, they want to ride and ride hard all day as much as possible.
This is a feisty little Indo-Chinese tiger named Pet. Woo! She loves my ear at the minute, and she's rare and endangered species. There's only about 1,300 left in the wild because in this country they're poached and they're used for medicine. Andros is one of 700 islands in the Bahamas, situated just below the southern tip of the USA and the gateway to the Caribbean. To get to Andros Island, I took a short flight from the capital, Nassau. I wanted to do more than just sit on the beach. I wished to get under the skin of this mysterious place, renowned for piracy, smuggling, and ancient traditions, where they still believe mythical creatures such as the Chichani exist. For nearly 10 years, the Appendix 1 listing of the African elephants by the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species dramatically reduced poaching, ivory prices, and the markets for ivory. This was one of the greatest conservation achievements of this century, and it saved the African elephant from extinction. Today, however, the floodgates have reopened, and man's greed has forced a relaxation of the CITES agreement to Appendix 2, sending shockwaves around the world. Crawling on my hands and knees through sloppy, muddy, cold water, with only a single beam of light from my caving helmet, I bumped my head on stalactites as the cavern closed in on us. It was challenging bending in all directions, and I wondered at times whether the water sprites would get us. After all, the locals are frightened to go anywhere near these limestone caverns. My only guide was the hypnotic sounds of the waterfall in the distance. All around here is an old poppy field, and this right here is poppy. And as you can see, there's little markings along the side, and it comes from a three-pronged instrument that the lahu will scrape down the side of the poppy here, and slowly the opium will ooze out. And they'll come along later that day with a scythe-shaped implement, scrape it off, and collect the opium, and then come back another day and scrape it again, and the opium oozes out, and that's how they collect it. Thailand is working tirelessly to eradicate the use of drugs and the illegal trade across its borders. I was off home to enjoy another drug, a nice cold beer. Karen, as the hill tribe people, are identified because of their incredibly beautiful weaving, and especially their V-neck tops and the skirts that the women make themselves. The men also wear the V-neck tops. They generally live on the lowland parts of the mountains, whereas the Aka and the Lahu live a lot higher. They're very industrious people, and they're generally very prosperous villagers. They separate their animals, they grow crops. The reason being that by living lower on the mountain they have more access to water, and they generally live a more prosperous lifestyle than the other hill tribes that live higher on the mountain.